Most people judge their wealth by the wrong number. They look at their salary or the cash sitting in their checking account. But that is just fuel, it is not the destination. Today we are looking at the only scorecard that actually matters: your net worth. Before we dive into the numbers, I need to be completely transparent with you. I am Arthur Leo Stone, and everything I share here is for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Every strategy one discusses involves risk, and your personal financial situation is unique. Please consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions. The information I provide is intended to help you understand the game, but the responsibility for your financial future rests entirely on your shoulders. If you caught our last video, The Compound Interest Myth, you know that we focused on why waiting to invest destroys your financial runway. But today we are talking about how to measure your true financial standing so you know exactly where you stand on that journey. Right now, millions of people are making a massive calculation error. They think that a high income automatically equals wealth. They confuse the cash flowing through their hands with actual lasting value. But here is the cold, hard truth. To understand your true financial health, you have to master a very simple equation: what you own minus what you owe. It sounds basic, but most adults have no idea what their real net worth number actually is. Today we are going to expose the illusion of looking rich, calculate exactly why ignoring your liabilities is draining your future, and give you a precise, step-by-step action plan to track the only scorecard that matters. This is critical, so pay close attention. Let us break this down so there is no confusion. Your net worth is simply your total assets minus your total liabilities. But the myth is that you can just wing it and hope for the best. People think, I'll figure out my finances later, once I earn more or once things settle down. That hesitation is fatal. Wealth building requires tracking. If you refuse to look at the scoreboard, you cannot win the game. Think about it this way. Imagine two individuals. Individual A earns a modest salary of $50,000 a year, but systematically builds assets and pays down debt, watching their net worth climb steadily. Individual B earns $200,000 a year, but finances luxury cars, maxes out credit cards, and lives paycheck to paycheck with a negative net worth. On paper, individual B looks successful, but they are one missed paycheck away from total collapse. Why? Because income is just the engine, but net worth is the destination. When you avoid calculating your net worth, you aren't just ignoring a number. You are flying blind in a storm. This is why procrastinating on tracking your net worth is so dangerous. People think they are protecting their peace of mind by avoiding the truth, but they are actually letting silent liabilities eat away at their future. Every single dollar of high-interest consumer debt acts like a parasite working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, draining your capital. When you ignore your balance sheet, you leave your financial blind spots wide open while inflation and debt work against you. To break free from this, you have to stop running from perfection or fearing a negative starting number. You do not need a complex accounting degree or a massive portfolio on day one. You just need a blank piece of paper and the willingness to face reality. As you look across the arc of your working life, remember that the psychological resistance to facing your numbers is your greatest hurdle. Those early, uncomfortable audits are the foundational bricks of your financial fortress. They give you clarity, which means they remove emotional decision-making. When you rob yourself of this awareness, you force your later-stage self to scramble and fix structural cracks under immense pressure. Consider the human cost of financial blindness. When you wait until your 40s or 50s to actually calculate what you own versus what you owe, you are suddenly wrestling with tight margins, lifestyle inflation, and diminishing runways. The stress of trying to out-earn a hidden debt problem leads to panic and poor choices. True wealth is methodical. It is built by taking inventory in quiet seasons and letting steady progress do its relentless work over time. To truly master this, let us analyze the mechanics of asset-to-liability ratios within the American economic landscape. In the U.S. consumer market, it is remarkably easy to scale up your liabilities while feeling like you are moving forward because your gross income is rising. Consider the typical middle-class trajectory. A household brings in $150,000 annually, which feels substantial. However, they finance 2 luxury vehicles, carry $30,000 in revolving credit card debt, and hold a massive mortgage on a home where they have barely built any true equity. When you evaluate their balance sheet, their liabilities routinely outweigh their liquid and semi-liquid assets. If an economic shock hits, such as a job layoff or industry contraction, that high income vanishes instantly, leaving behind heavy monthly obligations that crush their net worth into negative territory. Conversely, a disciplined saver earning $70,000 a year who actively converts cash into productive, income-generating assets like broad market index funds or cash-flowing real estate will systematically build a positive net worth that insulates them from external volatility. This structural difference explains why net worth is the ultimate equalizer. Income is what you trade your time for today. Net worth is what you own that will sustain you tomorrow. When you map out your assets and liabilities quarterly, you force a reality check on your consumer habits. You stop looking at a depreciating automobile as an asset just because it sits in your driveway, and you start recognizing it for what it truly is, a liability consuming capital every single month through insurance, maintenance, depreciation, and interest. Embracing this clarity requires shifting your mindset away from superficial markers of status and locking your focus entirely on expanding the gap between what you own and what you owe. Now you might be saying, Arthur, I am ready, but how do I actually calculate and structure my net worth scorecard safely? And look, that is the right question to ask. To make this scorecard work for you, you need a clear, repeatable system that does not require emotional guesswork. Let us look at a practical, 3-step framework to put your net worth tracking into motion, keeping in mind that all financial planning involves personal responsibility and you must do your own research. Step 1 is establishing your baseline audit. Gather every single account statement. Do not rely on guesswork or mental math at the end of the month when bills are paid and statements pile up. Sit down once a quarter and document every asset and every liability in one central place. Step 2 is separating assets from liabilities ruthlessly. For long-term tracking, true assets are things that put money in your pocket, like cash equivalents, retirement accounts, and income-generating real estate. Liabilities are things that pull money out of your pocket every single month, like credit card balances, personal loans, and car notes on depreciating vehicles. The bottom line is this. Historically, people love to count things as assets that are actually depreciating toys. Choose to be honest with your valuations, or choose to stay stuck in the illusion of wealth. By housing your true investments inside tax-advantaged accounts, you protect your growing net worth from being chopped down unnecessarily. Step 3 is ruthless consistency. Once your scorecard is set up, review it every single quarter. The biggest enemy of net worth growth is emotional avoidance, ignoring statements during market dips, hiding from debt, or failing to measure progress. Compounding requires eyes wide open awareness. Think about the psychological toll of this as well. You work 40, 50, 60 hours a week and you save a portion of that check with the goal of creating a better life. But every month you feel the pressure and you wonder why your hard work never truly translates into freedom. You think it is just bad luck, but it is not bad luck. It is a mathematical reality of operating without a scorecard. When you fail to track your net worth, you are voluntarily accepting a backseat in your own financial life. You are letting time work against you instead of for you. To truly understand this, you must expand your perspective beyond the next month or the next year. Wealth generation is a multi-decade game. When you build a house, you do not ignore the foundation. Your quarterly audits are the inspection, your assets are the structure, and time is the weather test. If you skip the inspection, you risk a collapse. This brings us to a critical realization about how the financial system is structured. The traditional path, ignoring your balance sheet and hoping your bank account is fine, is a relic of a bygone era. Today, you must become an active participant in your own financial data. You must shift your identity from a passive earner to an intentional wealth builder who commands their balance sheet. When you make this shift, your entire outlook changes. Declining debt balances no longer feel impossible. They become victories to celebrate. Tracking your net worth no longer feels daunting. It becomes your greatest competitive advantage. You stop looking for shortcuts because you realize that measuring your progress accurately is the only way to master the game. Think about the alternative, remaining trapped in the endless cycle of guessing, watching your financial runway shrink year after year while you work harder for fewer tangible rewards. You have the power to break that cycle right now by shifting your mindset from avoidance to absolute clarity. In our next video, we are going to tackle Stop Being a Passenger, why financial advisors want you confused, and I am going to show you how to take back full control of your investment decisions so you stop paying for unnecessary confusion. You do not want to miss it. If you found this deep dive into understanding net worth helpful, please show this video some love. Hit that like button right now. It helps this US-based financial education channel grow. And subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss a new strategy. Share this video with a friend. We're building a community focused on mastering your money, and we need you in it. To get a free tool to help you start taking control, including assessing your financial standing and tracking your metrics, head over to www.arthurleostone.com/wealthaudit. Grab your free wealth audit checklist. Let's stop letting avoidance rob your future, and let's build true financial freedom together. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, share your biggest takeaway, and I will see you in the next video.